Chosen One, I need you to stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm speaking to you. This is a direct and urgent divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this specific message to your screen because the window for your massive breakthrough is closing incredibly fast. You need to listen closely. Every other sign has been missed. And what you did this morning changed absolutely everything in the spiritual realm. You woke up today feeling a strange heaviness. Your shoulders were tight. The air in your room felt completely still. You thought it was just another normal day of survival, so you pushed through the heavy fog and went through your usual morning routine. But then you did something seemingly insignificant. You made a tiny unconscious choice while you were getting ready, and you did not even realize the immense spiritual weight of that exact moment. But heaven saw it. The moment you made that move, the spiritual realm shattered into absolute chaos. God literally cancelled all of his plans for this exact timeline. The heavenly courts stopped their proceedings. Angels paused mid-flight. Everything was put on an indefinite hold just because of you. The entire spiritual ecosystem is frantically recalibrating right now because they need to accommodate the massive shift you just triggered. You might be feeling entirely confused right now. You are wondering what on earth you could have possibly done. You think you are just a regular person living a quiet life, but you are vastly underestimating your own power. You are a walking weapon of light. And the darkness is absolutely terrified of what is about to happen next, which is exactly why they are trying to distract you right now. They want you to swipe away. If you leave this video now, you will make a fatal mistake. You will single-handedly shut the door on the exact blessing your soul has been crying out for. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not random. They are hard proof that the enemy is panicking. They know a massive generational wealth transfer has just been approved in your name, and they desperately want to blind you before you can claim it. I need you to take one deep breath. Let the reality of this divine moment settle into your chest. You are not here by some random accident. Your spirit guide literally dragged you to this specific frequency. You are the anomaly. You are the one who survived the storm completely alone. And now heaven is demanding that you stand still and receive your ultimate reward before the portal closes. Do not take your eyes off this screen for even a single second. The secret hidden inside this message will give you the exact physical key. You need this key to unlock the golden door that just materialized in front of you. If you skip ahead, you will completely miss the hidden mechanism. The blessing will arrive, but you will not know how to keep it, and the wealth will slip right through your fingers. Think about the tears you cried in secret. Think about the countless nights you stared at the ceiling begging for just one clear sign. You thought heaven was ignoring your desperate prayers. You believed you were left behind to rot in that cycle of endless struggle. But God was deliberately keeping you in the dark to protect your frequency, and He was simply waiting for you to make that exact move you made this morning. This is your final warning. The elite forces that profit off your exhaustion are actively trying to scrub this frequency from the internet. They monitor everything. They see the timeline shifting. They are terrified of what happens when a chosen one finally wakes up and realizes their true authority. If you close this page now, this specific portal will vanish forever, and you will remain stuck in the matrix of survival. Your intuition is screaming at you right now. You feel that slight pull in your heart. You feel the heat rising in your hands. That is not anxiety. That is your physical body detecting a massive energetic upgrade. Do you want to know exactly what you did to trigger this divine lockdown? Brace yourself, because the truth is going to completely shake the very foundation of your current reality. I am going to reveal the exact action you took, but you must prove your obedience to the universe right here and right now. You must hold your ground. Do not let the distractions of the world pull you away. Every single algorithm is designed to keep your attention fragmented so you never reach your full potential. They want you jumping from one meaningless video to another. They want you disconnected. But you broke their code this morning. You unknowingly sent a massive shockwave straight up to the highest dimension. The Creator looked down and saw a pure spark of raw power ignite within your spirit. It was so blinding that all other heavenly assignments were immediately paused. God pointed at you and declared that it is finally your time to step into the light. The waiting season is officially over. Let us go back to the exact moment you opened your eyes this morning, when the sun was barely up and the room was completely quiet. You felt tired. Your body was heavy. An overwhelming exhaustion was already pulling you down. Before your feet even touched the floor, a strange tightness gripped your chest. Why did your chest feel so incredibly tight the moment you woke up? You probably blamed it on a bad dream. You thought you just did not sleep well enough. You pushed through the pain. But you carry so much weight every single day, and the world constantly tells you that you are just stressed or simply overworked. They try to give you medical labels. They want to medicate your spiritual awakening. But I need you to hear the truth. That tightness in your chest is not anxiety. That heavy fog in your mind is not depression. It is something entirely different. Your physical body is acting as a highly sensitive antenna right now, and it is picking up on a massive frequency shift that is happening just outside of your visible reality. Your spirit is detecting the change. Listen carefully to this next part. I want you to take a slow and deep breath. Let the air fill your lungs completely. Now let it out. You have been feeling this bizarre numbness for weeks, while you go to work and do your chores as if everything is perfectly normal. But inside you feel completely detached from everything around you. It feels like you are just floating through a gray matrix. You smile at people. You say the right words. You pretend that everything is absolutely fine. But your soul is screaming for something real, because you feel a deep and painful homesickness for a place you cannot even remember. The loneliness is crushing, and you secretly wonder if you are doing something terribly wrong with your life. Stop blaming yourself right now. You have done absolutely nothing wrong. The exhaustion you feel is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of intense spiritual labor. While your physical body was asleep, your spirit was fighting massive battles in the astral realm to break generational curses that have haunted your bloodline for decades. You were busy working in your sleep. That is why you wake up feeling like you just ran a marathon. Your energy is being heavily drained by the invisible war. The darkness knows you are on the edge of a breakthrough. They send low-frequency attacks to keep your vibration heavy, because they want you to wake up feeling hopeless, so you will just give up. You must not surrender. But God is watching your silent struggle. He sees the tears you hide in the shower. He knows how hard you fight just to get out of bed some days. Your pain is fully validated by heaven, and you are not going crazy just because you feel things deeply. You are highly attuned to the spiritual weather. A massive storm of blessings is brewing just for you. Do not ignore this next sign. The heaviness you feel is actually the gravitational pull of a brand new timeline. Imagine a rocket trying to leave the atmosphere. The pressure is immense. The shaking is violent. It feels like the entire ship is going to break apart into tiny pieces. But that intense pressure only happens right before you finally break through gravity. You are the rocket. The old timeline is losing its grip on you. The people and habits that used to drain you are rapidly falling away. Your soul is desperately trying to detach from the survival matrix, and this detachment process causes actual physical pain in your human vessel. Your body aches. Your muscles are tense. Your DNA is being rapidly upgraded to hold more light. Every time you feel that wave of unexplained fatigue, it is a divine download. Heaven is sending new spiritual codes into your nervous system. Your brain needs extra time to process these massive files. That is exactly why you feel so tired for no logical earthly reason, because you are undergoing a profound spiritual mutation. You must stop fighting the process. Stop trying to force yourself to be productive in the old way. The system trained you to base your worth on how much you can produce. But you are a chosen one. Your worth is inherently tied to your high frequency, and your existence shifts the energy of any room you enter. Resting is not laziness. Resting is spiritual warfare. Let me answer the question I asked earlier. Remember that strange tightness in your chest when you woke up today? Here is the exact reason it happened. Your heart chakra was forcefully expanding to receive a massive influx of divine love, and the spiritual armor around your chest was locking into place to protect your new timeline. It is a shield. It is your protection. It felt tight because your physical body was struggling to contain the sheer volume of power entering your field. You were literally being fitted for your heavenly crown. This is the timeline shift happening in real time. The old you would have panicked and rushed to find a medical excuse, but the new you knows exactly how to breathe through the divine upgrade. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Your physical action creates a permanent anchor in this new reality. It tells the universe that you are ready. You are finally awake. You are fully aware. And you are stepping into the timeline of absolute abundance and unwavering power. Think about your painful past. You gave everything to them. They gave absolutely nothing back. You loved them unconditionally, while they slowly drained your precious energy without any hesitation. You poured your golden soul into their empty cups. They just kept taking. You had absolutely nothing left to give. It felt like you were constantly bleeding out just to keep their cold hearts warm. You were always the one fixing things. You apologized for their mistakes. You stayed quiet to keep the peace. You shrank your massive light just to make them feel comfortable inside their own dark shadows. They called you too sensitive. They called you crazy for seeing the truth. But they were just projecting their own deep insecurities onto your beautiful and pure soul because they secretly hated themselves. Pay close attention to this. The world tried to trick you. They made you believe your kindness was a curse. You probably spent countless nights wondering why you always attract incredibly toxic people into your life, and you blamed yourself for being too open and forgiving. You thought God was punishing you. You thought you were broken. But you were completely wrong about the divine plan, because heaven was doing something entirely different behind the scenes. That season was not a punishment. It was a rigorous training course. Your nervous system needed preparation. Heaven deliberately put you through a painful crucible so you could learn the exact frequency of human deception from the inside out. You felt their fake love. You saw their hidden lies. Because of that dark experience, you can now instantly recognize the true frequency of divine alignment. Those narcissists were not your masters. They were merely temporary tools. The universe used them to sharpen your discernment. They truly thought they were breaking your beautiful spirit when they selfishly pushed you away into the cold darkness of complete isolation. They laughed at your pain. They mocked your gentle nature. But what they did not realize was that your profound isolation was actually your greatest spiritual training ground. You did not break under pressure. You evolved into a warrior. Every single lie they told you acted like a heavy weight in a spiritual gym. Every betrayal forced your nervous system to build a thicker and stronger armor around your pure heart, so you could finally protect your own energy. They thought they were destroying you. They wanted to see you fail, but they were unknowingly training you to become an absolute master of your own energetic reality. Take a deep breath right now. Let this realization wash over you. You are the chosen cycle breaker. The generational trauma of your ancestors ran straight into a massive brick wall when it finally met your unwavering spirit. You took the heaviest hits. You survived the brutal storm completely alone. You bravely absorbed that massive generational pain, so your future children will never have to bow down to anyone again. This is why it hurts so much. God deliberately isolated you. He needed to protect your high frequency. The rejection you faced was never a denial of your worth, but rather, it was the ultimate divine protection protocol working in your favor. Heaven forcefully closed those specific doors. They kept you out of toxic rooms. You cried over lost friends. But heaven was actively clearing your path to make room for your massive upcoming blessing. You used to beg for understanding. You cried over careless people. You wanted them to see your value. But the intense pain has finally burned away your desperate need for their validation, and you no longer care about their shallow opinions of you. You are no longer a weak empath. You do not tolerate disrespect. You have transformed into a dangerous weapon of light, with impenetrable boundaries forged from solid steel. Your silence now carries heavy authority. You never explain your boundaries anymore. Your sheer presence demands immediate respect, without you ever having to speak a single word. Those who used to casually manipulate your kindness are now utterly terrified of your quiet power, because they secretly know they can no longer control you. They fear your quiet power. They can no longer access the brilliant light they used to consume for free. This explains the massive shift today. Your nervous system has finally graduated. You survived the school of intense suffering. You successfully reprogrammed your deep emotional triggers into a highly sophisticated radar that instantly detects the absolute truth in every situation. The universe tested your endurance. You walked through the fire, and you proved to the heavenly courts that your beautiful spirit is completely and utterly unbreakable. You passed the ultimate spiritual test. Heaven watched your silent struggles. You kept your empathy intact, but you also added a sharp sword of truth to your spiritual arsenal, so you can easily cut through their endless lies. That is why heaven paused everything today. They saw your final form. They realized that your rigorous training was complete, and your physical vessel was ready for the upgrade. You might still feel some lingering shadows. Old memories try to pull you back. Fear tries to test your new boundaries. Do not let the dark ghost of your painful past dictate the glorious reality of your rapidly approaching future, because you are no longer that broken person. Your painful past was just a simulator. The game of survival is officially over. You are finally stepping out of the darkness and walking into a realm of effortless thriving. Do you feel the perspective shift? The heavy burden makes perfect sense now. It was a massive divine setup. You were being aggressively prepared for a holy mission that requires a completely unshakable and healed nervous system to hold the massive wealth coming your way. You are still standing here today. You did not let them destroy you. And the very fact that you survived their toxic games is a miracle that absolutely terrifies the darkness. Listen closely to this next revelation. There is a deeply hidden mechanism that has kept you completely stuck for years while you desperately tried to manifest a better life. You prayed daily for a miracle. You did all the heavy spiritual work, but it always felt like a massive invisible wall was blocking your glorious blessings at the very last second. It was immensely frustrating. You naturally thought your faith was just too weak. But the truth is something far more complex, and it involves a highly specific physical block in your body. The problem was never your beautiful soul. The heavy block was actually hidden deep inside your physical brain frequencies. For years you have been locked in a constant state of pure survival mode. The severe trauma they put you through forced your brain to constantly emit high-stress signals just to keep you safe from danger. These chaotic frequencies act like a thick wall of static noise. They completely jam the divine signals of absolute abundance that heaven tries to send you every single day. This is exactly why your past efforts seem to fail completely. You were trying to plant beautiful golden seeds in hard concrete. Your spirit was constantly screaming for deep peace and healing, but your physical vessel was trapped in a dense matrix of heavy fear and relentless anxiety. The universe cannot pour immense wealth into a system that is constantly anticipating a brutal attack from the outside world. Your energetic cup was simply too full of survival stress to receive anything else. But this brings us to exactly what happened this morning. You woke up. You felt the usual heavy pressure, but somewhere between opening your eyes and stepping out of bed, your beautiful soul made a massive, energetic pivot. You stopped fighting the invisible war for just one tiny fraction of a second. You surrendered your heavy burdens completely to the loving universe. And in that brief moment of true surrender, the thick wall of static noise finally cracked wide open and allowed the light to pour in. That simple act of silent surrender was the final drop. It was the exact tipping point heaven had been eagerly waiting for. Your tired brain temporarily dropped its heavy defensive shields. A pure beam of clear frequency shot straight from your awakened heart into the highest dimensions of the heavenly courts. The Creator saw that your nervous system was finally relaxed enough to handle the massive download of pure divine power. The painful waiting period instantly collapsed. That single spark of pure trust triggered an aggressive purification protocol. Heaven immediately slammed the emergency button. They froze all other cosmic activities because a chosen one finally broke through the dense survival matrix. God commanded his highest angels to descend immediately and begin violently scrubbing your entire timeline. They are ruthlessly burning away every single low-frequency attachment that no longer serves your newly elevated state of beautiful being. This aggressive purge is the exact reason why things feel so intensely chaotic right now. The universe is forcefully removing incredibly toxic people from your immediate orbit. Opportunities that were actually hidden traps are suddenly falling apart right before your eyes. You might feel a strange sense of heavy loss as the old reality completely disintegrates all around you. But you must understand that this destruction is highly intentional and deeply loving. God is simply clearing the heavy debris out of your holy path so you can walk freely. Your physical body is feeling the intense heat of this massive spiritual fire. This is exactly why you feel that sudden extreme exhaustion. Your physical cells are deeply detoxifying decades of stored trauma and heavy generational curses. The toxic energy that used to live inside your tense muscles is literally evaporating into thin air right now. You are shedding your heavy winter coat because you are finally stepping into the glorious warmth of your eternal summer. The spiritual transformation is absolutely unstoppable now. The hidden mechanism that blocked your beautiful prayers for years is officially dismantled. The heavy survival frequency has been permanently overridden by a powerful divine signal of absolute peace. You did not have to fight a massive bloody battle to achieve this great victory. You simply let go. You allowed the loving universe to finally take the heavy wheel, and that quiet surrender was the absolute most powerful weapon you could have ever deployed against the dark forces trying to hold you down. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Your physical action right now permanently anchors this profound truth into your brand new reality. The heavy static noise is completely gone forever. The divine channel is wide open and flowing freely into your life. But you must stay incredibly alert in this exact moment. The dark forces have just realized that they completely lost their evil grip on your beautiful soul. Take a deep breath and carefully prepare your strong spirit. The sudden massive spike in your frequency has instantly alerted the parasites who used to feed on your precious energy. They can feel the exact moment you locked the door to your spiritual house. The mechanism of your past failure is completely destroyed forever. But now we absolutely must address the intense reaction of the dark entities that are currently watching your glorious ascension with absolute terror. Now pay very close attention. As your glorious frequency spikes and the heavy static clears, a massive panic is sweeping through the shadows. The very people who used to effortlessly drain your beautiful energy are suddenly feeling incredibly sick to their stomachs. They can literally feel the massive shift in your aura, even if they are miles away from you. The invisible, energetic cords they use to deeply hook into your pure soul have been completely severed and burned to crisp ashes. Those cold narcissists always relied on your beautiful light to survive their own dark misery. They needed your constant validation. They desperately craved your sweet apologies and your endless forgiveness. They treated you like a free emotional battery that they could just plug into whenever they felt empty inside. But you finally pulled the plug. The power supply is completely cut off forever, and they are absolutely suffocating in the cold darkness of their own toxic creation right now. Think about the crowds of shallow people you used to desperately try to fit in with. They always made you feel like you were somehow fundamentally broken. They gossiped behind your back while pretending to be your loyal friends. They loudly celebrated your small mistakes and remained completely silent during your massive victories. They are the noisy and chaotic background characters in the grand story of your divine awakening. They represent the heavy matrix of pure mediocrity that always tried to aggressively pull you back down into the dirt. But look at the absolute contrast between you and them. You are a profound creature of deep, silent waters. You are a master of reality who constantly seeks the hidden truths of the universe. They are entirely obsessed with shallow illusions and cheap, temporary validations. You suffered deeply in quiet dignity while they loudly broadcasted their fake, perfect lives to the empty world. You are completely and utterly different from them. You are a rare soul. You are a divine anomaly walking among sleeping ghosts. Do you want to know what they are secretly whispering about you right now? They are absolutely terrified of your sudden silence. In the past, you would have angrily reacted to their cruel provocations. You would have tried to desperately explain your side of the painful story. But now your quiet authority is completely destroying their fragile egos. Your utter refusal to engage with their toxic drama is the highest form of disrespect they could ever possibly receive. They simply cannot handle your peaceful indifference. They are frantically trying to figure out what happened to the old you. They send you random messages. They try to slowly creep back into your sacred space with fake apologies and carefully crafted innocent questions. They are desperately testing the waters to see if the old emotional hooks still work on your beautiful spirit. But every time they try to touch your new frequency, they are violently repelled by the blazing hot shield of your divine protection. They burn their own dirty hands on your holy fire. This is the ultimate us versus them dynamic. The darkness absolutely despises the light because the light effortlessly exposes every single hidden flaw. You never even had to attack them to defeat them completely. Your mere existence as a healed and powerful being is a constant, glaring reminder of their own pathetic cowardice. They hate you not because you did anything wrong to them. They secretly hate you because your brilliant light completely exposes the disgusting darkness they try so hard to hide from the world. Let them panic. Let them scramble in the dark while their fake empires crumble. You do not need to lift a single finger to exact your perfect revenge on those who deeply wronged you. The universe is currently handling all of your enemies with extreme prejudice and absolute precision. The karma they are receiving right now is perfectly tailored to match the exact amount of pain they intentionally caused your pure heart. You simply get to sit back and watch the divine justice unfold before your very eyes. Your new timeline has absolutely no room for their low vibrational nonsense. The heavy doors are rapidly closing on all of those toxic connections. Heaven is forcefully removing their ugly names from the golden guest list of your glorious future. They are desperately pounding on the heavy gates, but the divine locks are completely sealed. They will never again have the precious privilege of tasting your beautiful energy or sharing in your massive upcoming wealth. They missed their only chance. Take a deep breath. Release any lingering guilt you might feel about leaving them completely behind. You cannot carry dead weight into the highest dimensions of absolute abundance. You are the chosen one. Your sacred mission requires you to fiercely protect your peace at all costs, even if it means walking completely alone for a little while. The deep isolation you feel right now is simply the quiet lobby before you enter the grand ballroom of your ultimate destiny. They are stuck on the outside looking in. They will spend the rest of their sad lives watching you effortlessly rise to heights they could never even dream of reaching. But before you can fully step into that glorious reality, you must be extremely vigilant. The enemy knows they have lost the main battle, but they have set one final and deeply deceptive trap right at the edge of your breakthrough. You must hear this next part. You are standing on holy ground right now. The heavy spiritual warfare has finally settled down into a deep stillness. Heaven is actively sending you physical proof that your timeline shift is fully underway. You do not have to blindly guess if you are on the right path anymore, because the loving universe is literally dropping obvious clues right in front of your eyes. The first major sign is the sudden and absolute silence surrounding your life. You used to be constantly surrounded by noisy drama and endless chaotic problems, but suddenly your phone is completely dry. The people who used to bother you have mysteriously vanished into thin air. This eerie quietness is actually the universe putting up a heavy velvet rope around your aura. God is creating a massive empty void in your physical reality right now. He is forcefully clearing the stage because your enormous blessing requires a lot of pure space to land. The silence is your absolute protection. The second undeniable sign is the constant appearance of repeating angel numbers in your daily life. You are seeing 1, 1, 1 and 7, 7, 7 everywhere. These numbers are not just a fun little coincidence. The system wants you to believe that everything is just completely random, but these specific number sequences are highly advanced, spiritual coordinates, confirming your exact location in the new timeline. Every time you see them, heaven is physically stamping your reality with a golden seal of absolute approval. Take a deep breath and let that settle in your spirit. The third sign is happening inside your own physical body. You are experiencing incredibly vivid dreams that feel far more real than your waking life. Your spirit guides are actively briefing you in your sleep, because your conscious mind is finally quiet enough to carefully listen to their divine instructions. You suddenly know exactly who is for you and who is secretly against you. You no longer need physical proof to spot a dangerous liar. Your upgraded nervous system instantly detects their low frequency the second they walk into the room. You feel a slight physical repulsion when someone tries to cross your sacred boundaries. Your intuition is a highly tuned radar now. All of these signs are absolute proof that the divine alignment is working perfectly in your favor. Heaven is currently moving massive mountains behind the scenes to deliver your ultimate reward. The grand recalibration that started this morning is nearing its glorious completion. You can literally feel the thick electricity in the air right now. Your soul is vibrating. But you must stop and listen very carefully to this next warning. The darkness knows they cannot touch your new frequency directly. They are completely locked out of your high vibrational castle. But they have prepared one final and incredibly fatal trap right at the edge of your massive breakthrough. 99% of chosen ones fall for this exact illusion. If you fall for this final trick, you will willingly hand over your massive blessing back to the dark forces and step right back into the heavy matrix of pure survival. The enemy is relying on your beautiful empathy to drag you back down into the muddy trenches. They are deploying their absolute best counterfeit right now. Do you want to know what this deadly trap is? Stay locked on this message. The final piece of this divine puzzle is about to be revealed. Your spirit is fully awake and actively pulling this sacred truth into your physical reality while you stand just one single step away from closing the old door forever. I am going to expose their ultimate trick right now, so you can finally walk into your promised land completely untouched. The spiritual realm is holding its collective breath in this exact moment. The massive recalibration is reaching its absolute peak right now. Your angels have drawn their flaming swords to protect your final steps. The dark forces are watching closely to see if you will stumble at the very last second, but you are far too powerful to fail their petty tests right now. You have endured too much pain to let them steal your golden crown at the absolute final moment. The universe has invested entirely too much pure energy into your beautiful awakening to let you fail now. Your spiritual warriors are surrounding you on all sides to ensure your safe passage across the final bridge. You just need to keep your eyes locked on the divine light ahead. Take one final slow breath before the massive veil is completely lifted. Feel the heavy spiritual armor settling perfectly onto your relaxed shoulders. The grand stage is completely set for your glorious victory. The darkness is trembling in absolute fear because they know their ancient reign over your beautiful life is finally coming to a devastating end. You are totally ready. Here is the absolute truth you have been waiting for. The deadly trap I warned you about earlier is the sudden, painful reappearance of a ghost from your past. Someone who deeply broke your pure heart will suddenly reach out right when your real blessing is at the door. They will text you with a fake apology just to drain your rising energy. Do not reply to them under any circumstances. That is the final test from the dying darkness. The dark forces sent them to drag you back into the heavy matrix of survival, but you are far too wise to fall for their shallow illusions now. Your pure silence is the ultimate weapon against their toxic desperation. You simply observe their pathetic attempts, and you feel absolutely nothing inside. The old you would have tried to heal their brokenness, but the new you simply locks the heavy iron door and walks away completely unbothered. This brings us to the ultimate revelation. I promised to tell you exactly what you did this morning to make heaven cancel all of its divine plans. It was not a long, desperate prayer or a massive physical struggle against the invisible enemy. It was a tiny fraction of a second where you did something completely revolutionary for your spirit. You woke up, you felt the crushing weight of the world, and you simply decided to let it go. You stopped begging the universe to fix your broken reality. You did not scramble to find a desperate solution for your endless exhaustion. You just exhaled deeply and completely surrendered your heavy burdens to the divine creator. In that microscopic moment of pure, peaceful surrender, you stopped being a helpless victim and you instantly became the absolute master of your own glorious reality. You finally claimed your true and eternal power. That was the exact moment the energetic chains shattered into a million tiny pieces. God saw that you no longer needed the painful training simulator. Your complete emotional detachment proved that you are finally ready to hold massive wealth without letting it destroy your pure soul. The heavenly courts immediately halted everything because the chosen cycle breaker finally remembered who they truly are. The illusion of lack was instantly destroyed. The long and painful waiting season is officially over. While you felt completely lost in the dry desert, heaven was secretly preparing a glorious oasis of divine favor just for you. Every closed door in your life is being violently blown off its hinges right now. Can you feel that massive energetic shift burning inside your chest? That is the exact frequency of absolute victory flowing straight into your human veins. You are no longer the fragile empath who begged to be understood by toxic people. The The brutal crucible of pain has completely forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this exact moment on, your energy demands ultimate respect without a single word ever being spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your brand new and fully protected timeline. You have become a highly dangerous weapon of light. Feel the deep stillness settling over your beautiful spirit right now. The chaotic storm has completely passed because you finally realized you were the storm all along. The narcissists are drowning in their own toxic waste, while a magnificent golden table is being prepared for you right in their miserable presence. You do not have to fight the heavy battles anymore. You just have to sit down quietly and proudly receive your crown. Your silence after the storm hits incredibly different now. You hold the ultimate authority over what enters and exits your sacred, energetic field. The people who completely underestimated you are now watching your glorious rise with absolute terror in their eyes. They realize they lost access to the most powerful soul they will ever meet in their entire lifetime. You are completely untouchable now. Your aura is a blazing fortress of pure divine fire. This is the peak of your spiritual activation. The Creator is pouring infinite abundance straight into your deeply healed heart right now. Every single tear you shed in the dark has been fully redeemed and converted into pure spiritual currency. The heavy generational curses are entirely broken and your bloodline is completely free. You are the sacred break in the chain that all of your future generations will deeply thank you for. The pitch-black darkness has permanently retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown, but you must actively lock in this glorious frequency right now. If you do not seal this new reality with a physical action, the dark entities will desperately try to steal this massive momentum as soon as you turn your attention away. You must claim this victory before the spiritual window closes. You must create an absolute shield of divine protection around your new timeline. The highest angels are standing by and waiting for your final physical command. You hold the ultimate key in your own hands right now. Do not let this holy moment pass you by like just another random internet video. Heaven is watching your response in this exact second to see if you are truly ready to ascend forever and leave the heavy matrix behind. The time for hiding in the shadows is completely over. You are fully stepping into the glorious light of your new reality. The universe has officially handed you the heavy keys to your kingdom, but you absolutely must claim this divine inheritance right now. If you stay perfectly silent in this exact moment, the desperate dark forces will immediately try to steal your massive blessing. You must lock in this glorious frequency before you leave this sacred space. I need you to perform a specific physical action right now. Type the word Amen down in the comments to permanently seal this reality. Your physical action acts as a heavy iron anchor in the spiritual realm. It loudly tells the highest heavenly courts that you are fully awake, and you are absolutely ready to receive your ultimate spiritual reward. Do not let this holy moment pass you by casually. Hit the subscribe button right now to establish a divine energy receiving station. This simple action builds an impenetrable energy shield around your beautiful aura. It permanently connects your frequency to the highest dimensions of absolute wealth. The darkness cannot penetrate this massive shield because it is completely forged from the pure, blinding light of your silent authority. You are no longer a victim of their cruel games. You are the chosen cycle breaker who successfully survived the brutal storm alone. And because you completely surrendered your heavy burdens this morning, the loving universe is actively rewarding you with unimaginable and endless abundance. But God requires one final act of pure obedience from you. You must boldly share this divine light with the incredibly dark world. There is a deeply broken soul out there, bleeding in the dark of despair right now. They are desperately begging the universe for a guiding light. If this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside you, do not selfishly keep this great blessing to yourself. When you partner with heaven to save another pure soul, the Creator instantly opens the heavy floodgates of absolute favor over your own life. Share this video with someone who desperately needs to hear this exact truth today. Your silence has always been your greatest protective weapon, but your bold action right now is your absolute declaration of ultimate victory. The narcissists and the fake friends are completely locked out of your glorious future forever. You are fiercely protected by the highest angelic armies, and absolutely nothing can ever stop your magnificent rise to power now. Every closed door from your painful past has been completely destroyed. The massive wealth transfer is already heavily flowing into your bank accounts. The healing you desperately prayed for is completely flooding your physical body right now. You must boldly claim this victory with absolute pride today. Please type, "I am ready to receive my blessing" down in the comments so you can permanently lock this sacred portal. You are a dangerous weapon of blinding light. You are the absolute master of your own energetic reality. The universe is incredibly proud of your silent endurance. Walk out into the world today with your head held high. Do not ever let those toxic people dim your brilliant spark again, because the painful waiting season is officially over and your glorious reign begins today. Heaven is completely realigning the entire cosmos just to accommodate your beautiful spirit. The planets and the stars are constantly shifting to bring you absolute peace. You will completely forget the brutal pain of your lonely past. God is aggressively wiping away every single bad memory and replacing it with pure joy. The dark matrix is completely defeated, and you are stepping into a magnificent world where your pure heart is always protected and cherished. I want you to place your hand over your completely healed heart. Feel the strong and steady beat of your divine human vessel. That rhythmic pulse is the sound of absolute victory echoing through the heavenly courts. You survived the absolute hardest spiritual battles of your entire earthly life. You bravely crossed the burning desert without losing your precious empathy, and that is exactly why you are fully rewarded today. The Creator is deeply smiling at your beautiful progress right now. He is placing a heavy golden crown upon your tired head. You do not have to fight the brutal, invisible war anymore. The battle is already completely won, and the enemy is fully destroyed. All you have to do is firmly step into the glorious light and simply allow yourself to peacefully receive the ultimate spiritual reward you deserve. Do not ever question your massive worth again. You are literally a living and breathing miracle walking upon this earth. The toxic enemies who tried to violently destroy you are now completely forced to watch you effortlessly soar high above them. They are completely powerless against your high frequency. Your pure aura demands absolute respect in every single room you enter. Seal this exact moment in your beautiful memory forever. Remember the profound peace you feel in your chest right now. Every time the darkness tries to whisper cheap lies into your ears, you must aggressively remember this powerful divine activation. You are the entirely untouchable and glorious chosen one. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The beautiful universe completely belongs to you right now.